Hey, magical being, welcome to episode 21. If this is your first time with me, welcome. Thank you for entrusting me to break your virginity. And if you are back, halala, welcome back. So, in today's episode, I thought I would do something a little bit different, and I was, intuitively guided to draw inspiration from this fabulous book, the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. And no, it's not sponsored, but I was called to just do a reading from the book for today's date, which at this present moment is the 25th of January, 2026. And yes, it's titled Loving Yourself. So I haven't read anything beyond just the title and the reading for the day. So it's going to be new information, and it's going to hopefully offer us a different perspective and some insight, and perhaps give us some guidance around the aspect and element of loving yourself. So this book has got daily readings for every day of the year, which is quite beautiful. Some of them resonate with me far more than others, but it's a beautiful book, and I would highly recommend that you get your hands on it if you are able to. So I'm going to read you the passage and some recommendations at the end even. Let's see how we go, shall we? So, loving yourself. I begin to realize that in inquiring about my own origin and goal, I am inquiring about something other than myself. In this very realization, I begin to recognize the origin and goal of the world. In loving ourselves, we love the world, for just as fire, rock, and water are all made up of molecules, everything, including you and me, is connected by a small piece of the beginning. Yet how do we love ourselves? Is it as difficult at times as seeing the back of your head? It can be as elusive as it is necessary. I have tried and tripped many times. And I can only say that loving yourself is like feeding a clear bird that no one else can see. You must be still and offer your palmful of secrets like delicate seeds. As she eats your secrets, no longer secret, she glows and you lighten, and her voice, which only you can hear, is your voice bereft of plans. And the light through her body will bathe you till you wonder why the gems in your palm were ever fisted. Others will think you crazed to wait on something no one sees. But the clear bird only wants to feed and fly and sing. She only wants light in her belly, and once in a great while, if someone loves you enough, they might see her rise from the nest beneath your fear. In this way, I've learned that loving yourself requires a courage unlike any other. It requires us to believe in and stay loyal to something no one else can see that keeps us in the world, our own self-worth. All the great moments of conception, the birth of mountains, of trees, of fish, of prophets, and the truth of relationships that last, all begin with no one, all begin where no one can see. Apologies. And it is our job not to extinguish what is so beautifully begun. For once full of light, everything is safely on its way, not pain-free, but unencumbered. And the air beneath your wings is the same air that trills in my throat. And the empty benches in snow are as much a part of us as the empty figures who slouch on them in spring. When we believe in what no one else can see, we find we are each other. And all moments of living, no matter how difficult, come back into some central point where self and world are one, where lights pour in and out at once. And once there, I realize, make real before me, that this moment, whatever it might be, is a fine moment to live and a fine moment to die. So what are the recommendations that this reading and this offering are giving us today? As you sit quietly, let each breath take you deeper into your center, and without sorting or selecting through what you find, become aware of an old and original part of who you are. It could be your laugh or your stubbornness, or your love of flowers or your love of rain. Hold that old and original part of you in your breath, in your breathing as you enter your day. Be open to finding this deep part of you in others. For the same wind touches many leaves. So, wow, that's so beautiful. And I feel so perfect. So, yesterday's episode was titled 800 Million Gods. And it really spoke to and was all around the premise of how everything that we see or don't even see is an aspect and element of God, for God is in its original infinite expansiveness, all that is. And I feel that this is just so beautiful, and it ties so wonderfully into reminding us of what self-love is, and how we should truly foster self-love in the aspects and elements that we love within ourselves and we want to illuminate and let shine. But we should also love and foster all those shadow aspects and perhaps all those elements and areas of ourselves which we perhaps don't hold in the same reverence or aspect of light. And yes, I think that's so beautiful. And ultimately, there is no greater self-love than the love of authenticity and the love of being and experiencing and feeling one's authentic essence and humanness and light. And yeah, just such a beautiful passage to remind us of that. I'm just going to read that first part of the reading, which is actually a poem by Martin Buber. Hope I'm enunciating that surname correctly. It says, I begin to realize that in inquiry about my own origin and goal, I am inquiring about something other than myself. It is this very realization I begin to recognize the origin and goal of the world. So, yeah, I guess for me, and if I have to contemplate upon that beautiful passage, I would definitely say that we only truly get to know ourselves and embrace the authenticity of our beingness when we put aside all of those conditionings and those belief systems that have perhaps been programmed within our mental state and within our mind, sometimes so unconsciously that we can't even see it at the onset. But if we open our hearts to it and we seek for guidance and we request illumination, we can definitely tap into the aspects and elements of us that perhaps have either been programmed or hidden or lost in shame or guilt or fear. And I guess the message for today surrounding the aspect of loving yourself is, I guess, linked with yesterday's episode around how we should really foster, and this is a message that I'm giving myself in this here now moment, is how we should really foster reverence for every moment of life and approach it with a far greater sense of humility and compassion and perhaps presence for the here now moment through perhaps greater observation and relinquishing of judgment. So often we have these magical moments and these magical experiences and these magical gifts that want to bless us and provide us with this wisdom that we are seeking. And because we have expectations or because we have preconceived ideas or beliefs about whatever is appearing before us, we push them aside and we don't allow for the essence and the magic that resides within absolutely everything that comes our way. be it the good, be it the bad. The good and the bad are just constructs of what we've created around the beliefs and the information that's been provided to us. And perhaps foster greater reverence for the fact that everything is created by God and everything is God essence. And those good and those bad elements, I guess, can only be held sacred within us, and we can only truly rise in self-love when we embrace both the dark, the bad, and the light, the good. Because yes, the light is only more powerful when it is in the dark, I guess. And thinking about the yin and the yang, we live in a world of duality, and within that is the perfection of wholeness. And one can only really love themselves when they've gone to the depths of the darkness and risen in the fire of the phoenix, or risen as a phoenix and come out of the fire. So yes, I would like to perhaps just leave this message here. I think it's pretty concise, and it's pretty single-minded, I hope, this aspect of self-love and what self-love can mean. It's just one perspective. But yes, magical being, if you are still here, thank you so much for sharing your time, your energy, and I have great appreciation for your currency that you're wishing to share with me and exchange. So I thank you. And if this has resonated in any shape, way, or form, check out some of my other episodes. And if not, that's also cool, and that's also okay. So yes, remember, as always, to keep sowing those seeds, allowing for the flow of life to find you so that you may continue to grow and ultimately illuminate your iridescent light as you glow. Stay wondrous, stay magical, and I will see you tomorrow for episode 22. Cheers. Peace out.